All right now, fellas, listen up. I want you to check out my latest deal. Got new barrel extensions are in. They up at the shop. 16 more jewels, fellas. 16 more jewels. Get them now before they sell out. They guaranteed to last, and I'm selling them cheap, cheap, cheap. Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. It's another important topic this time. It's a follow-up to some of my previous videos. You've seen me talk about the legalities of using your less lethal and answering questions about your modifications. You've seen me talk about the different types of modders and the different types of things that they're doing. Now I want to talk about something that came up as a result of those kind of conversations, and that was, well, I haven't opened my launcher up. I have not done anything to it. I haven't looked under the hood. It was purchased from a third party who did some mods and gave it more power. And I bought it from a third party. And so I didn't buy it directly from the manufacturer. So I bought it from someone that I think is good at modding and made a product that I was interested in buying through the web, through the internet. Well, I have concerns about that, and I want to say there's a number of reputable people, and then there's the sketchy people who do mods and sell products, and you just need to be careful. Like in my thumbnail, there's always the people that are selling something out of their shop or out of their garage or out of their basement or the back of their pickup truck, whatever, however you want to think about it. And I think you just need to be careful when you're making those purchases, because I don't think that absolves you of responsibility of using a launcher that is no longer stock, or that is not what it used to be, or maybe it's a paintball marker that has been retrofitted. Maybe you did buy a less lethal product, but it was then modified in a way to create what, in my mind, legal opportunities for prosecutors. Now, I've done a little more reading about this, and I think really where it falls is in terms of determining your state of mind, and the prosecutors will definitely go there, and it's really up to you to the luck of the draw in terms of the prosecutor, but it's also in terms of the judge. The judge can deny the prosecutors from using certain arguments. But the prosecutors are always going to try. And so anytime I raise one of these concerns, it is very valid that a prosecutor would do that. Now, whether the judge will strike it down and say that that's not reasonable, I don't know. But they will always go toward your state of mind. And I think a lot of times these kind of things indicate your state of mind. Now, if you physically spent the time and effort doing it, that's one thing. But if you purchased it from someone else who also put in the time and effort to do it and marketed it to you, and you bought it, you're buying into that, and you're all basically part of the same mentality. And if it is a mod that is like stippling on a grip, or it's color, or it's cosmetic, those things don't matter. Those things are not a problem. I don't think you need to worry about those. Those don't argue toward your state of mind. They're also not implying that you're trying to cause more harm. They're just improving, customizing, things like that. That's the way you feel. That's the way you like it. That's fine. So just be careful of Joe Internet, the guy who is trying to sell you stuff. They're not really a manufacturer, and they're not really, they're just throwing up a website, and they're putting products up there, and they're going on the internet and social media and trying to get people to go and buy their product. And they don't care. At that point, from that time that you make that sale, they are done with it. They don't hold any responsibility. They may not even have any type of formal warranty. You're essentially buying as is, and if it breaks, it breaks, but it might work. It just might work, and that's where I think it goes across the line in some cases, because these mods are are dangerous, and if you do use them and they work, then you may find yourself in a court of law and you may be asked lots of questions. Now, if it comes, you could say, well, I have the perfect defense. I did not do anything. I'm not a modder. I don't understand any of what's going on. I just bought a product from a website, and so I'm completely innocent, and I'm not involved. Well, that's the question. That's really the topic of this video, and I have an opinion that you're not completely innocent. You've been groomed to believe that that product was worth your valuable money, and you put the money out and you bought it thinking that you were getting something better than what it was originally, and you were shooting for something that you maybe didn't have the technical acumen to achieve, or you didn't want to take the time and effort to learn, so you were buying their expertise at doing that, and you're making that investment, but you are also buying into it. And I think the legality of whether these tools are legal will only be borne out in future cases. Unfortunately, it's like no one can come up and say at this point that this is absolutely legal. There is nothing wrong with these modifications. Just mod away. If you can make 100 joules, 200 joules, don't worry about it. I disagree with that, because you are now creating in legal terms, from my reading, and I'm not a lawyer, but I was reading some legal websites about gun modifications, not necessarily air guns, but guns. But if you think about an air gun and you think about what's people's intent, what is their goal? If the person's goal is to achieve a power level that is mimicking a firearm, just to be straightforward, if that's their goal, is to go right past the less lethal range and just go into that, and that's what the person is really using, and it's 100 plus joules, and that's getting so close that it's going to very easily trigger, on the legal side, it's going to trigger a very valid argument that you were trying to do something that was unlawful. Now, it might have been that you like myself, I could legally own my firearm because I can buy that off the shelf and I have my firearm and I'm a legal firearm owner. But if you're not a legal firearm owner and you now acquire now I know that you can buy a really big, long air gun for hunting, 50 cal, these things are amazing. You can buy really powerful objects, and you can buy the big pistol-like devices, which are really big, but they look like a pistol. But when it comes to smaller sizes and getting the power, and once you start to get, are we there yet? I don't know. But when we start to get there and we start to have power and people are putting that extra oomph into it and achieving those kind of joule readings, it's very likely that either there's prosecutions of people saying that this is unlawful. You're trying to generate something that is unlawful for you, or unlawful in general because the state or the county or whatever now has passed a law that makes it unlawful to try to do that, because these are unregistered, and it's not like buying a firearm through the normal mechanism. These are generating tools that are kind of under the radar, as I've said in the past. You're going to be far better off to be able to say legally, I purchased this from a reputable company. This is a big company. This is a widely known company. This is a company that advertises, that people know about it. That's why I was attracted to it. But if you rooted around in the dark internet and you found someone through social media and you did a deal that was a cash deal and you got a device sent to your house, it's shady at every step of the way, and it looks really bad. And do you really want to have to try to explain that and take that chance? So I at this point, I recommend sticking with manufacturers that are making products that suit your needs and go with that. Of course, you're going to have to do O-rings and springs and things like that, and people are going to do cosmetic changes and things like that. These are okay. These are within the realm of legalities, but don't go and start piping in HPA and making big beasts out of everything, because it's just counterproductive for everybody and everything. And avoid those type of sellers like the plague. So all I'm going to say about this one, let me hear from you. I want to know how many of you have bought third-party launchers like that. Are you comfortable? Do you really feel comfortable using that? No matter how many joules it's giving, are you comfortable that it will work? Or are you comfortable that it will be explainable in the future? So let me hear it. Take care, everybody. See you next time.